Well. Looks like you wandered back into the lion's den, the hawk's nest. Can't say I'm surprised. Got something special for you today. Got me, nobody else, just me. 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours of the Kaiser's speech. How do you like that? Well, I think that sounds good. Nobody else to object? I suppose not. Let's get this started, shall we? Today, on the Otaku Clubhouse podcast, we're going to be talking about mm, why I think that My Hero Academy fans are subhumans. Sounds like a good first topic, right? Well, it seems like the two people who are supposed to be here don't want to cut off this shit post, so I guess I have to bring them in. Uh, Shithead number one is Akuma Soul.
Hello.
Yeah, plan. And we got shithead number two, Mr. Crispy, aka Felix, aka Super Incognito, aka Young Blood. How you doing?
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Otaku podcast. As always, I am your host.
Jeez. Hey, I think there's
I don't
something
like
that needs
that.
to be. I think there's something that needs to happen. I think
A
that-
redo?
No, I was going to say that I think that Felix should maybe explain. Hey, Felix, why is your mic sound a little different?
When I was just a wee lad, my grandfather was in the mountains of Siberia on a self-exploration trip and came across this gypsy. And this gypsy's like, 3 days, if you carry me up to the top of the mountain and let me drink from the mountain spring, your life will be blessed for all eternity. So he did it the first day, no problem. He did it the second day. The third day, he gets a call on his cell phone. He was told the Watts riots had just happened. He had to get home to protect his family. The gypsy's like, no, if you don't take me back home, your family will be cursed and all their electronics will die. Unfortunately, for my grandfather, he didn't believe in all that mumbo jumbo fucking gypsy shit. So he went home. And as a result, my electronics just have the worst possible fucking system failures, the shit you've never seen before, blue screen of death, the monitors get cracked when you look at them ugly. Anyways, my laptop is currently in need of repair, so for the time being, I'm recording with a slightly different setup. But speaking of slightly different, maybe you should explain to the people why you sound like a well-buttered fucking ramekin, my nigga.
Buttered what?
I just want to say that's a pause on that one, my nigga. What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
You don't know what a ramekin is? Do you know what
you just called this nigga buttery. I just wanna put that's a violation. You get two more. That's all I'm saying. This early in the podcast, you already got a violation. Come on now.
No, you don't consider your fucking intro as a violation? I can't say that he sounds buttery, but you could say I'm fucking crispy. That's kind of gay, dude.
No, nigga, it's cause you fucking dark as hell.
You know it's crispy. Fucking chicken, fucking biscuits fresh out the oven with the fucking crackle on top. You know it's not fucking crispy. Another man, get the fuck out of here. You already derailed this.
So, I have a neat Bcaster professional desktop USB microphone. And no, I'm not sponsored, but if they want to drop a little sponsor.
Shut up! This is going sideways.
Okay. So, anyway, let's see if we can figure out some of these topics and stop talking amongst ourselves like idiots.
Let's finally get into it, goddamn.
So, what do you want to talk about? Because it's been a fucking long week, honestly.
It's been the 2020 of 2020 weeks.
All in 1 week. let's see. There's just lots of shit.
You know what? I say let's go positive, negative, positive, negative. All right.
Yeah.
Oh
Sure.
well, everything's fucking negative, so I don't know what that format's gonna do.
That says a lot about your perspective. How
Shut your
about
bitch ass up.
you play this game called Smite? It's a third-person MOBA game that's been out for a couple years, and you play as gods and like mythological creatures, but nothing Judeo-Christian, nothing from Islamic faith. Wink, wink. They recently decided to add Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender as a character.
Like, I don't know. I don't know why Smite is still going. Is it really popular?
I mean,
I
it's a
guess.
MOBA on
It's
PS4,
a
so
MOBA.
I feel like
Yeah, it's
every
a
other MOBA in the world is like more popular than Smite, though. Like,
that might be true, but I mean that it's still popular. Like,
they're not on PS4. That's the thing.
you don't think?
yeah,
Oh wait, is League not? League's not,
no,
is it?
League is not.
Nope.
League is not. Heroes of the Storm is not. Dota's not. So Smite being on console is actually a big deal because console people always they talk shit about these type of games, but if they get handed a game for free like Smite or City Skyline or fucking Farming Simulator, they'll
Or
try it.
Paladins.
Or yeah,
I was playing Paladins for a little while. It was actually okay, I guess. I mean,
we don't support that fucking. We don't support anything that comes out of that company.
What company
who
made it?
Paladins?
Was it not Gearbox?
Was it? No, wasn't Paladin made by what was that?
Cliffy B.
No, that's Radical Heights, I think it was.
Uh,
High Res Studios. That's them. They're the ones who made this.
oh,
So,
well,
That's
I
epic.
was talking on the side of my neck now.
It doesn't matter.
The thing
Basically,
about
all the same
Paladins is
company.
how they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be the Overwatch killer." Yo, you can't say that shit.
No, Battleborn was the one that was coming out saying it was going to be the Overwatch.
Oh
killer.
yeah.
That game was a fucking mess. That was the one made by Gearbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the one where the people at the end of it were actually like posting their own porn. Like the creators were posting their own fan-made porn, and they were like, "Hey, submit your own porn here." For all of the Battleborn characters.
They were trying to take the opposite approach that Blizzard was, where they're like, please stop making porn of our Overwatch characters. It's like, no, the fucking swole dog, no.
I don't know why you would ask that of, fans.
Because you know good and well that Blizzard doesn't know what the fuck they want.
Remember when, who was the dude that made BioShock was like, please stop making porn of Elizabeth. I see her as my daughter, and then porn just exploded like 200%.
God, what was his name?
But it was something Levine. I remember because
Ken Levine?
Yes. I also remember because my fucking my game dev teacher way back in the day when I was going to vocational school, he was like, he had a fucking boner for Ken Levine and BioShock games, and he honestly thought that BioShock Infinite was one of the greatest games ever made. But I digress.
But ultimately, back to the point, like, it's not just Aang. It's also Zuka and Korra.
Well, they're all skins. It's not. They didn't put the character.
Yeah,
the skins.
So the skins. Okay.
Yeah, Aang as a character is in Smite, and at first I was like, a lot of people were like, "Well, that doesn't make sense. They only put real gods in Smite," and then I'm like, "Oh."
Well, yeah, Aang is pretty much a god. He's an avatar, which is the god.
No, they mean like
an avatar.
I mean like gods from religions that people have created. But and who knows? Who's to say in 1,000 years, people are gonna aliens that decided to come to Earth after it's been unpopulated, they're gonna dig through the ancient archives and they're gonna come across Avatar, and oh man, that's cursed.
Does that make Korra like the fucking Book of Enoch?
No, It's more like Avatar: The Last Airbender is the Old Testament.
You
Of
know, it's
course.
kind of timely talking about this too, because I think the only reason that they added Aang to Smike was because of Avatar being released on Netflix, right?
And yeah, and getting a live action adaptation. So
Another one?
Yeah. Well,
what do you mean?
they haven't like put anything in stone yet. Weirdly, like they said they were working on it. They were developing it for Netflix, but they haven't shown anything to my knowledge.
What do you mean another one? There was never a first one. This is the first one.
Yeah, there's never an Avatar: The Last Airbender live action.
No matter how much you want reality to shift, your fucking brain is gonna stay with that knowledge forever. That garbage
What
ass
knowledge?
movie.
There was never an Avatar: The Last Airbender live action adaptation.
Yeah.
All right,
See?
bro.
There was never
All
an
right, bro.
Avatar: The Last Airbender live action movie featuring Aang, the Avatar.
Exactly.
All right, bro. Whatever y'all niggas say.
Yes.
Y'all got yourselves trapped in fucking genjutsus.
No, man. It's like fucking staring into the mirror, like, please make me forget.
And then the Itachi used the genjutsu to break out of another genjutsu.
He said the genjutsu in Naruto. That way, he planned ahead that far.
Respect to my nigga Itachi. Respect to my nigga Kakashi. You know, Kakashi wore a mask for 500 episodes. And
Bro,
guess
you
what?
got
All
that
the
from a
trash
fucking
died.
Twitter image, dude. Stop
Yes,
acting
yes,
so
you're
profound.
right.
I'm putting you on blast for that one.
You are right. You are correct. I'm going to post the image too. Kakashi wore a mask, alive. Minato didn't wear a mask, dead. Obito wore a mask with a hole in it, dead. Rin didn't wear a mask, dead. You know, maybe my boy Kakashi is onto something. Okay, now we got to talk about some negative shit.
All right, I'll start. So, the world is on fire, if anybody hasn't noticed, and yet all wrestlers are still being dragged back into the WWE Performance Center.
Fight forever.
So, just to cut this down and to make it as simple as possible, for people who don't know, Vince McMahon, the owner of the WWE, does not really believe in things like sickness and illness, things that you can't control.
He hates sneezing. If you sneeze in front of him, you're likely to get demoted.
Demoted or possibly even, well, no, not fired, but
not fired, but you'll have to
insane
kiss his ass on TV.
Y'all
remember that?
Yeah. There are a bunch of interviews, chiefly with Chris Jericho, who, if you go and listen to a lot of the stuff, he breaks down a lot of nonsensical, really weird idiosyncrasies that Vince has. Like, if you try to pitch something to him when he's eating, he'll never retain it. Or if he ate, like, bad meat earlier in the day, or a cow that he doesn't see as good, then he will be completely done. You can't pitch anything else to him for the rest of the day.
And he hates scarves. But
yes.
When Jericho wore a scarf, he was able to get away with it.
Yes. But ultimately, what we were trying to get at the beginning of this was the fact that because, I guess, since Vince vetoes literally everything else in the WWE, he decided that regardless of what's currently going on, the pandemic outside, that he still wants people to come in. He wants people to come in and wrestle. Which, I don't know if you know anything about wrestling, but you kind of can't maintain social distancing in wrestling. So, yeah, it's not exactly looking good for all the employees in there, especially when within the last week, I believe, Renee Young, one of the interviewers, and one of the referees actually tested positive for coronavirus.
And you know what changed? At first they tried bringing back, the simulation of an audience by bringing in people from developmental NXT and the Performance Center as a stand-in audience, right? And that was working. It was working for like at least 4 weeks, right? Which proves that none of them had it yet, and it wasn't because it takes 2 weeks for the symptoms to show. But then fucking big brain Vince decides, oh yeah, well, friends and family at the performance center can come in, and then lo and behold, fucking people start catching the coof.
Yeah, and let's not also forget that Kevin Dunn, who is like second to Vince, I guess, in the hierarchy of WWE, whenever people apparently would try to put on masks and maintain social distancing while inside the performance center, Kevin Dunn would come over the live speaker. This happened on 2 separate occasions, and tell them to take their masks off.
Oh my fucking god! It doesn't make sense. You could sell WWE licensed masks.
They sell those
symbols of the wrestling. Yeah, they do. Like I saw Asuka's one. It's like, why don't you just let them wear that, and you can like totally kayfabe why they're wearing it. Like everybody knows. Like Triple H came out, I think on his anniversary show, and he talked about what was happening, and it was like, well, regardless of what's going on, we just want you to have a damn good time. It's like, doesn't it make sense? You know what? A lot of problems for WWE will be solved. I don't want to say this. I want to sound like a fucking CM Punk drone, but a lot of problems will be solved when Vince either steps down or fucking dies, and then Triple H takes over.
Well, I heard that man Vince ain't been seen a couple.
Yeah, there was a rumor that Vince caught it, and if that's true, then that's not good. That's not good for him.
Yeah, and it's like, regardless of how good a shape Vince is in, at what, 70, 72, I think? Like, it's not good.
Especially in the 80s.
So, I don't know. Like, all I do know is WWE is on fire right now. Like, burning to the ground. As if that's not also bad enough, we can also talk about the speaking out movement that's been happening within wrestling in general.
Oh my god. It's been, well, not just wrestling, but I know it's directly affecting you. If you want to talk about that.
I can be a little vague with what is happening.
Okay.
So, I don't want to come out and say directly what's happening because technically all of the information hasn't come out yet. And this isn't me protecting anyone. This is me just saying that I can't say these things because if there is an investigation launched and it turns out that these things aren't true, the last thing that I want is for people to be able to refer back to this and be like, hey, this guy was talking about these allegations and I believe them. So,
well, let's just start with the general ones first. Like, I guess in this sweeping, I think what did it start with? Did it start with video games or did it start in wrestling?
I believe it started in wrestling.
Yeah, people started coming out and, speaking out, I guess, is the hashtag they're using. Not me too, because, that has other implications. But, I think it started with Jim Cornette, right? Somebody came out.
Technically, yes, it started with Jim.
Yeah, it started with him.
Cornette tripping.
So let's just summarize it for people who don't really know. Who is it that came? Well, let's just not use names. Right?
Well, we can't use names mostly because I honestly cannot remember what the name of the wrestler was. But it was an independent wrestler who was with
a wrestler came out and it's like, if you wanted to make it an OVW, you had to fuck Jim Cornette's wife while he watched. And people were like, what? Are you serious? And he's like, yeah. And then somebody else came out. It's like, yeah. So it just started a trickle down my face. Everybody was like calling out Jim Cornette and his wife for this weird fucking cuckold fucking extortion bullshit, right? And that stuff is not necessarily, it's not illegal, which is why they're not like me tooing, oh, I was raped, yada yada. But it did start a chain reaction of people in the wrestling industry, whether that be wrestlers themselves or just people who've interacted with wrestlers, just exposing the business.
There have been a lot of them. Basically, all of British pro wrestling was put on blast by this. And we can say this about some names because they have been confirmed to have been fired and just axed from WWE. There is Travis Banks, who some people probably have no idea who that is, but he's a big British wrestling guy who somebody came forth, one of his trainees, and spoke about him having an illicit relationship with her when she was 17. Then there's El Liguero, who, if you don't really know him, you can basically listen to any old British wrestling podcasts or something, and they would also be talking about him because they all loved him. And then there was Jack Gallagher, who was known for being in 205 Live in the Cruiserweight Classic. So they're basically all like snuffed out. Those guys are fucking gone. And those are a few people who I don't personally know, but I know people who know them. And by like everything moving south, it kept going and it came over here. We started losing people. We started having people get called out over here in America as well. Like there was a lot of people. Like Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was called out. But
Matt Riddle got accused, but I think he, not to take sides or anything. No, fuck that. I think he and his wife pretty soundly defended themselves, which brings up another problem. It's like always, whenever there's a lot of speaking out going on, there's always going to be some people who are bad actors or who have the intent to, get clout or whatever.
Well, actually, I just found this out. The first official person who was a part of this movement or was accused in this movement is David Starr. And
I remember that.
His allegations were pretty fucking like there was some shit that was up there, and he's basically gone from the independent circuit now. And just so that we don't dwell on this too long and I don't have to fucking circle the bowl with this, a company that I had worked with had actually had some allegations lobbied towards multiple members of the roster.
This isn't the first time. This happened last year as well, I believe.
Yeah. And, a lot of people. Within, I'd say, a year, there had been sexual misconduct reported to the head of the company maybe about 4 or 5 times now, just within the last year. And because of that, work there was suspended, and many of the talent have decided to no longer work there. So ultimately, a lot of the people, myself included, who are training there are kind of out the door.
It's fucked up, dude. And I think there's this fucking cosmic irony that a lot of people who got caught out recently are the same ones who were pointing the fingers at other people who were getting called out. And it's just like that fucking Spider-Man meme. It's like 15 Spider-Men just all pointing at each other.
No, it's awful. It's awful right now, and it's not because it's awful that I'm upset about all these people getting called out. It's awful the fact that there are so many fucking people in this industry, people that I knew, some people I knew personally, some people I literally knew personally, and just the other day I found out that there are allegations being lodged against them for rape.
I will say this. The rape accusation or the accusations of underage, yada yada, and blackmail and what else? Not blackmail, extortion. Those are serious, but I think a lot of people, and especially this is happening more on the gaming and Twitch side, who are just oh, somebody made me uncomfortable because he was creepy. That you really should not take this fucking serious accusation, these serious speaking up movement, and then conflate your fucking dumb fucking petty bullshit in it.
It's one situation that was like that, bro, and I was and I hate this nigga, right? I hate this man, but I can see You know what he was doing? Like it wasn't even like. First of all, he ain't even initiate the DMs. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. Just summarize what happened for those who don't know, for the
All right.
uninitiated.
So that nigga Mike Z or Mike Z. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you were gonna say.
Mike Z. This man, you know the was he the director or whatever of Skullgirls?
Lead programmer, lead
You know,
developer.
lead programmer. You know what I'm saying? He,
Basically, the
you
face
know,
of
the game
Skullgirls.
sucks. You know what I'm saying? It has like 8 characters. I don't play it no more. I played it back in the day. Game sucks. Mike Z is a bitch ass nigga. I never liked him. I thought he was a fucking whiny bitch. You know, but like
So
somebody had DM'd him right, and then he was like, "Oh, can I ask you a fucking question?" And then she didn't. Apparently, she didn't like the question that he'd asked. You know, he was shooting his shot. You know, that's all I can say. Dude was shooting his shot, and then she put this man on blast on Twitter. Like,
and she said, "I'm." What did she say? She said, "I'm never gonna play Skullgirls again because the creator and Mike C's not the fucking creator. People are fucking rewriting history. The creator of Skullgirls is the artist Alex Ayad, and he's the one who created the story and all the characters. Yada yada. Mike Z's just a fucking dude to turn into Marvel too. Anyways, her name is Bunny Ayumi, and aside from being a Twitch thot, she's also a cosplay thot and a Patreon thot. She, like Huck said, she approached Mike Z talking about, oh man, I love it, all the fucking sex positive Yuri BDSM you put in the game. Which, you know what? If she didn't have big titties, if she wasn't a known fucking person with 170,000 followers or whatever the fuck she has, would that not be fucking creepy? Like, I'm always advocating for, if you reverse the roles, would it not be fucking creepy if some dude just messaged a female developer and say, "Oh man, I like the big titties you put in your fucking game." Well, like, right? Am I wrong?
I
But
mean, I don't think it's creepy to say that you like something that's in a game, right? But
no,
you know,
I don't think it's creepy. But wouldn't it be considered creepy if a dude did that to a female?
not if it was in the context of the content that was in the game.
I'm not saying what you personally believe. I'm telling you how society would perceive it, right?
Yeah, I can agree to that.
So the fact that she does that, Mike's like, well, wow, thanks for the compliment. Wow, I didn't think somebody like you would DM me. It's like, I have some questions, but I realized they would be inappropriate. She responds to him saying, "You can ask whatever you want." He fucking like, should we show what he said? Because it was like,
I mean, I can put it on the screen.
We can put it on the screen. It was cringy. This nigga was role playing. He was asking some shit. He was talking about how do you deal with people with boners who are thirsty after you. And then she instead of using her fucking big girl words because she's a grown ass woman and she can just say, "Well, I don't want to answer that," and sorry, yada yada. She fucking blast him on Twitter for a private conversation she initiated and called him creepy and whatnot. And somehow, some fucking hell, even though Mike C just earlier this month made that fucking inappropriate joke about George Floyd getting fucking killed by the fucking police, and the fighting game community was like, "Oh, it's just he misspoke. It was a mistake." Especially that fucking coon Sonic Fox. And now, because he said something. Because he said something in private in a conversation he did not initiate when he was given the consent to ask these questions, because he said something that was a little fucking spurgy. Now these same people are like, he's went too far. We're gonna have to cancel him. I can't believe this. Yeah, your fucking words have consequences.
No, see, I think the worst part of it, man. You know what? This is my theory. Sonic 5, that bitch ass nigga, he knew he was out of line when he was defending that man before, right? Which,
Yes.
okay, you can defend him if you want, but I think if you defend him now, your bitch ass should be defending him now, especially when
Yeah.
you go on Twitter and you say, "Oh, this man, oh, he's my friend, oh,
Even my friend,
he
he
saved
saved
my
my life.
life."
I was
Come
gonna
on, and
kill
then
myself, but you gotta throw him under the.
you gonna
I
throw him
swear,
under the bus for something he. It's not even a fucking crime what he did.
if I keep
This man
somebody
was
from
shooting
killing
his shot.
themselves, if I keep somebody from killing themselves, and then they're like, "Well, I gotta throw you under the bus," nah, nigga, I'm taking that life back.
Nah, that's my one up, motherfucker.
I can't. I
Like
can't.
that,
The
you should.
audacity of that, dude.
Anyone who does business with Sonic Fox, they should be taking notice. Anyone who thinks that they close to this man should be taking notice of what that man said and what he
That's a
fucking did.
huge betrayal of friendship, of the concept of friendship. I feel offended by that. I'm not an easy nigga to get to, dude.
Now, see, me as a Scorpio, I can respect it. That's a good play, you know. But
Mm.
you know, me as a human being, you know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. I think. Well, I also hate Sonic Fox. Okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, yada yada yada.
I don't like any of these people involved. Mike Z got treated unfairly, and he's being portrayed as like some fucking sex pest.
Like they act like this man walked up and just fucking got a fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like this man was in DMs. Through bro, look at bro. Put a picture of this man up. Put a picture of this man up.
Look what
A picture of Mike Z.
like.
Okay.
Yeah, look at this man.
I'm gonna show you the
Look
picture.
at this man. This is not the man. This is not the picture of a man who was out here, you know, like just like chatting it up. You know, this man threw a shot out there. It's just a regular dude. How you gonna fucking put this man on blast? I could, man, if this man ends up doing a swanton off a fucking bridge, I would see why. And all of these niggas who had his back, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago? They gonna come out, oh Mike Z, oh you're a hero, oh my god, oh Mike Z, oh.
If he gets more punishment for this, like I said, than he got for that joke about fucking George Floyd, then that just the fighting game community at this point, it's just been overrun by these people who think. I don't want to sound like a culture war guy. I don't want to sound like a tinfoil guy, but it's just like what he was doing was displaying perfectly normal. He was displaying perfectly expectable male heterosexual sexual interest in the opposite sex in a private conversation that he did not initiate. And if that is what fucking is the herald's cry for him, then I just don't want to be part of this community. I'll start a new community, and it's gonna be called the competitive game community.
Nigga, who are you?
The CGC.
What tournament you been to?
FTC. I'm gonna go to a tournament with Corona's. Man,
when it's over, it ain't never gonna be over, boy.
Bro. You know how Hollywood be planning sequels before their original is done. I can do it right
damn,
now.
is this the new Dooku? Is this man gonna pull a Dooku?
God damn, China. There's, I'll keep this short because it's gonna keep our lives short. There's a new swine flu strain in China that has the potential for another fucking global pandemic. And in a sane world that's not a fucking circus, the Chinese government will take this very seriously. They won't lie about it. They won't hide evidence, and they'll keep their citizens from traveling across the fucking globe, right? But,
unfortunately for us, we all got the clown makeup on. We all are here.
I think what you're forgetting is that China is currently on the possibility of starting World War III with India.
Man, you know what?
You hear TikTok is banned in India now.
My nigga.
Good, but also it's pretty bad. TikTok is fucking just dog shit, dude.
Indian niggas do not play. That's all I'm saying. If China wants to start a war during a fucking global pandemic with a population of
A lot.
2.3 million. Yeah, so 2 million. I meant billion.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a major lowball.
Yeah, like I was about to say, you talking about like
you know they're gonna cover their weapons in poop, so that if every Chinese person gets fucking hit by a glancing bullet, they're gonna die, or they're gonna like use it for cooking oil.
Chill.
Man, we did 2 negative things in a row. No, we did 3. Can we please?
No, because I got more negative stuff to say since you brought up China. So China is currently working on just all of it, all of China, the entire country of China is currently working on Pokemon Unite.
Nigga, what?
You don't know about that? Yeah,
no,
so
first
Tencent,
of all, I don't play that fucking little kid shit.
Tencent, which is probably like one of the biggest video game developers and publishers in China, right? I think.
Yeah.
They are teaming up with the Pokemon.
They have ties to the government directly.
I think so. I know one of them do. I can't remember which one it is, but regardless, Tencent is currently working with the Pokemon company to release a MOBA using Pokemon. So it's going to be a Pokemon MOBA. It's called Pokemon Unite. It's going to be a combination of using phones and the Switch. It's going to be on both of those. And the number one thing that came out of that for me was the fact that they had Shoko Nakagawa on that.
You mean when they demonstrated, or not demonstrated, when they did the gameplay demo, and they had a bunch of Japanese voice actors and idols, and they had this random black dude, DC from Nintendo.
Yeah, I just really like, okay, so I am a fan of Pokemon. I like Pokemon. And this is something that everybody seemed to really hate, which I can get, like, okay, this is going to come off sounding a little weird, but this is how I feel. I can understand them not really liking the fact that Tencent's involved with this, because Tencent, if I'm remembering right, does have direct connections to the Chinese government. For those of you who don't know how bad this can be, let's see.
Let me tell you a recent example.
Diablo. Hang on. You remember Diablo, right?
Yes.
So in Diablo, there was going to be a class called the Witch Doctor, and that was removed because a large percentage of the fans for this one Diablo mobile game or whatever are in China. And guess what doesn't sell in China?
I'm scared of skeletons.
No. He got removed, or at least this is supposedly removed because of this reason, because black people don't sell in China.
Oh.
Black people don't sell where there are no black people. What a fucking surprise.
So most likely Blizzard removed them because of this. So people are worried that China getting their hands deeper into every industry, when it's really the Chinese government might be like, hey, we don't really like that kind of character. We don't have anybody like that over here. Maybe you can just make that person go away and we don't have to possibly learn anything else from the 20th century.
Let me correct you, Aquaman, because black people do sell outside of, places that have a black population, right?
Yeah, at the auction.
It's just that you can't be doing this shit.
I was going to say that Black Panther did pretty good in Japan.
It's just that China has government mandated racism. So
that's a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, some people would have you believe that system. I don't want to get into politics, but I'm just saying China is bad, right? That's not a political statement. That's just a fucking fact. China's fucking bad. Chinese government, not the Chinese people, but the Chinese government. When you say China,
the Chinese brainwashed people aren't doing pretty good.
Well, I can't. There are still people in Japan that think the war is not over. That's what brainwashing does, Joe. Man, can we please move?
I just wanted to say just one last thing about that. I don't hate the game idea, even if it clearly needs more work. But yes, I'm totally fine with them doing this because, like, Pokemon does crazy shit all the time. They did fucking Pokken. They did fucking what was that other game?
Pokemon Rangers.
Pokemon Rangers. They did fucking Pokemon Snap.
Mystery
They
Dungeon.
do tons of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
even if this isn't good, it's something that you can brush to the side, just like any other extra Pokemon shit.
It's from what I've seen, I watch a lot of reactions from like Pokemon fans and non-Pokemon fans too. People don't mind that it's a Pokemon MOBA. If anything, that makes sense. They should probably make a Pokemon MMO. But the thing is, like, it's got 2 strikes against it already. The fact that it's fucking, it's gonna be, free to start, which means usually freemium crossplay with mobile devices, which means they're gonna monetize the shit out of it. That's one strike, and the second strike is the Tencent thing. The graphics don't look great. The gameplay looks like they don't have a good understanding of MOBAs, but that's under development. That wasn't even alpha footage. I'm willing to believe. But yeah, it's got some red flags, and I wouldn't be surprised if people avoid it for that. But it's going to sell because it's Pokemon.
Yeah, and it'll sell especially well because it's Pokemon. It's in China.
I mean, if Sun and Moon sold, after all of that bullshit,
you're thinking Sword and
after
Shield.
all, whatever, dude, it's all the same. It's all the same to me.
It's gonna sell because it's Pokemon.
Yeah, it's gonna sell because these fucking
on a positive
drooling
note,
fucking autists won't stay away from it for one
on a
fucking
positive
year.
note, they announced a new Pokemon Snap game, so that's cool.
Oh,
I want to say something on the side. Everybody who likes Pokemon Snap, come on, y'all. Like,
you wouldn't pay a full price for a game for a Pokemon Snap nowadays, but on the N64, that was a fucking nice little. Especially
here's the thing, right? Everybody's like, "Oh, bring back Pokemon Snap! Oh, bring back Pokemon Snap!" I don't understand why.
Yeah, it's nostalgia. You know why? It's fucking nostalgia. It's why the same people are like, "Oh man, you know what would be really cool is like if they made another." Another platformer, and then somebody does it, and then people don't play single player games anymore.
Are you talking about the next? Are you talking about fucking Crash Bandicoot 4 or whatever the fuck that game is?
I am talking about Crash Bandicoot 4, but you know what I'm actually talking about? I'm talking about, what I was actually referencing is like Sly 4.
Oh,
how that
game just completely died, and isn't that the one that people only remember because they have that really weird scene with Carmelita Fox where she's like in a veil and stuff and dancing and all that other shit?
No. That happened in another game. The weird thing about 4 is, I don't care. But yeah, I brought up Crash Bandicoot. I brought up that to transition to Crash Bandicoot, which, they did have a leak that Crash 4 was going to come out, and then the Twitter came out. It's like, man, fuck these leaks. Just watch the fucking trailer. And I really think that's how you should handle it.
I mean, you got to give them credit. They just were like, you know what? Fuck it. If you're going to leak shit, then fucking just check out the game.
If you're scared of people leaking your shit, then just be like, well, I guess we're going to release the trailer early. Wait, you're just going to get more people excited? I bet. So,
yeah,
Crash 4.
Yeah, like I said this before. I'm not a fan of Crash Bandicoot. I legitimately think that there's a lot of things in Crash Bandicoot that are archaic and shouldn't be around anymore. And
fuck off.
Are you serious? You think running towards the camera is not?
I know you say it's archaic, but consider the fact that Crash, the last good Crash Bandicoot game, was the first one on PS2, and that was 20 years ago. So I'm saying, yeah, it's archaic, but it was acceptable for the time. And I'm sure whatever they put out now, if they stick to their roots and they don't do that fucking Twin Sanity shit or that Skylander shit or fucking Crash starts talking, I'm not getting.
I always forget that Crash was in that. Well, he made it out of that better than Spyro did.
Oh, Spyro got an HD collection that people really liked, and a lot of Zoomers played the game for the first time. So, maybe he'll get a sequel too. We'll see.
I don't know.
Crash is gonna have time travel. Which why is it? Why is it that when a series comes back after a really long hiatus, they add time travel? I know why it is. It's for nostalgia, but they shouldn't do that, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if
It's fucking tired, dude.
is that new Ratchet and Clank time travel too, or is it just jumping through rifts
Yes,
in
it's time
space?
travel. Well, it's both. I think it's both. I mean, they did do the time travel thing. Like that was what Tools of Destruction, Crack in Time was all about.
Right. Crack in time. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this new one seems like it's just gonna be rifts in space and like multi-dimension stuff and female Ratchet from a parallel dimension.
Ratchet.
Ratchet. Oh, stop.
I'm just that character is really gonna end up being fucking just. Oh god.
Her name is gonna be. It's also gonna be based on like a tool. I'm sure.
Like Wrenchy or some bullshit.
Stop. No. What's a feminine name?
Drilly.
No.
Screwer.
Stop it. Stop giving them
that's
ideas.
That's it. 2020? Yeah, that's definitely it.
It's definitely going to be something like Screwer.
I don't know. Man, yeah, I'm just, I'm cautiously optimistic for your Crash. Aku's voice actor recently died. That's sad. But,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Didn't even hear about that.
Hopefully they'll get another white dude to do an African accent. God, oh my God. You know how people were like recently there's a lot of distractions, for BLM, and they're like, well, Cleveland's voice actor from Family Guy in the Cleveland show, it's like he's white, and he's like, well, I don't feel like taking opportunities from people of color anymore. It's like, shut up, dude. You just wanted to retire. You found a good one.
Yeah.
you found a good out.
But here's the thing, right? I saw all the people being like, okay, I am a white person and I am playing a black character and I'm going to step down to give room for this black person. Don't do that. How about you make it so that black people can just get into the industry?
Yeah, that's so condescending.
Because you seem to forget that these fucking retards don't actually want to fucking do anything. They just want to make it. They want to appear to be the fucking pillars of morality that they think they are, right?
Right.
They don't actually fucking want to put in the fucking social work to be able to get more black people into the fucking
voice acting industry. You know what it is? It's because a lot of people in the voice acting industry will get an audition from a black person and then they'll say you don't sound black, and that is fucking racist. You don't sound black, so I don't think you should voice this black character. It's like, what the hell?
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, though. Like, you need to open the door so that, like, black people can actually get in. Like, I'm sure there are plenty of black people who'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll fucking voice this one white guy in the show. Like, I don't give a shit. Like,
Phil Lamar voiced fucking Samurai Jack. He voiced, I forget what he voiced. The point is, he voiced a lot of fucking white non-black characters because he's a good voice actor, because his fucking race doesn't matter, because he's a good voice actor and he's black.
Yeah.
And there are dozens of other good voice actors who are black and they're not getting in the industry. But you don't need to fucking pigeonhole them into only doing black characters, because there's not that many black characters unless it's a black made show. Like, that's just the fucking reality of it. You don't have to fucking have to completely regress and start adding in token black characters just so you can give your token black voice actor a fucking token role.
Yeah, or it's like you end up like what was her name? Cree Summer?
Yeah, Cree Summers, who has to do, the black girl. She has to do it because she sounds like the black girl, and that ends up fucking, I really feel like that ends up getting less black women work because you keep casting Cree Summers instead of, just get the best person for the job. And if they're black, whatever, they're Asian, whatever, they can do whatever the fuck role they want. You need to stop acting like it's fucking Hollywood where you fucking call for a black character, so you have to do it because their voices, your voice doesn't matter. These niggas thought I was white.
Actually, just to clarify, I thought both of y'all niggas. So
shut up.
There are probably still people who think that I'm white.
But see, that's the thing. Thing about voice acting, as opposed to real, or heavy quotations on that real acting, is that your race plays virtually
no difference. Literally no difference.
No fucking difference. If you're a good voice actor, you can play characters of different races.
Like I alluded to it before, but My Hero Academia's English dub. That character Mirko or whatever the fuck. Yeah, the rabbit girl who is black, right? She recently got speaking roles, and she and the fucking fan base is like, she don't sound right. And the people like, what do you mean? Black actors should play black characters, and they're like, the voice actress is black. Oh my god. That should just if you don't have the experience, if you're not black, right? You probably don't understand this, but people saying you don't sound black is the most subtle form of being fucking stupid. Because in your mind, you think sounding black means you gotta have an accent, or you gotta talk, you gotta use certain slang, or you gotta, sound like a fucking rapper or whatever, or you gotta sound ratchet if you're a female, or you gotta clap your hand gang hot like that, or you gotta be like a black gay fucker, whatever. It's just like, there's a reason why I say our culture, black people, feel like they have to fit in a box. It's because not only black people will say the shit like, oh, you acted white, you acted like a white boy, but other races will also say that shit. It's just like a perpetuating cycle.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so you have people out there like fucking Donald Glover, and like, you listen to him. Are you going to tell me that people are going to be sitting around like, oh, Donald Glover, he doesn't sound white. I mean, he doesn't sound black. He sounds white.
It's because they know who he is, so they're willing to excuse him, right? Oh, he was on Community. He's Childish Gambino. I love him. He did comedy. Man.
Now see, this is gonna happen. You're gonna get a bunch of fucking garbage ass voice actors.
Yeah, you're right.
Who fucking suck, dude. Like, first of all, I'm already on my way out of this stuff, dude. Ever since Dragon Ball started fucking breaking down, it just made me think, like, man, English voice dubbing is fucking garbage, dude. I don't need to know what dumb shit these Japanese niggas say on Twitter, because I can't fucking read what they say, So, like, when fucking Christopher Sabat or fucking Sean Schimmel is saying some out of line dumbass bullshit, I'm like, why am I fucking tolerating this? How come every time I hear your voice, I gotta think, damn, I hate this fucking. How come every time I'm looking at a fight between like Goku and like Kid Buu or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fucking mad now because damn, I hate Sean Schimmel. He's a fucking bitch. I don't have to worry about that with Japanese developers and voice actors in general, dude. I think Americans need to shut the fuck up. Like, that's something that I've been thinking about for a while, dude. I don't have to worry about this with Japanese games. I don't have to worry about this with Japanese media, I can just enjoy it without all of the bullshit that comes with it, dude.
I mean, unless you like people who were on Terrace House.
That's different.
Those aren't creators. They're fucking brain dead, fucking wasted society.
Bro, did y'all see, like, when the shit went down, you saw it was people on the subreddit who were like the day before were just like completely fucking shitting on Hana Kimura.
Yes.
And then they fucking, it was one dude who went and deleted all his fucking posts, and oh my god,
Oh,
I'm
dude, that
so
was all over
sad.
Twitter too. Like, I went on to the Twitter threads afterwards, and there were people, like Japanese people, who were replying to all the old posts that people left up with, "You're a murderer, murderer, how do you feel now? I hope you remember this. Your name will be etched in history," and shit like that.
Yeah, Japanese
Wow.
people don't play. If they decide to fucking ruin your life because you was on some foul shit, then well, yeah, I guess you're done. You're not gonna be anonymous.
And that's the end of the morbid section. Let's add some levity.
Shut your bitch ass.
How about two animes that got announced recently? There was Cyberpunk 2077 is getting an anime adaptation in 2022, which is okay. Why did we need to know this early?
Because don't you know?
And
you can also change your dick size in Cyberpunk now.
you can change your 5 different types of pubic hair. Shut up.
These are actual things. You know,
Can
I talk about the fucking double standard for that? Well, what? Come on, why would I even need to talk about the double standard? We know you'll be able to do this on a Sony console, and because it's a game from Poland, oh yeah, that's fine. But if it's a game from Japan,
we've talked about this. Maybe we should make a separate video on this. To
maybe
be honest,
one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all gotta buy the DLC for this one.
And then the second anime that was announced, which fucking Kuma over here was, he was a Coomer about the news, is that the world ends with you game, the smartphone game.
The world ends with you smartphone RPG, as reported by Anime News Network. Fucking
is getting the story from the game turned into an anime, which is nice. I mean, people wanted like a sequel or something, but this is good because this will expose the game to more people who might not have ever heard of it or played it.
Well, here's the thing: it might actually be a sequel because there were characters who were shown off in there that do not appear anywhere in the game whatsoever.
Don't get your hopes up. Those are probably just like anime exclusive characters.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I just want a game. I just want a game, okay?
Oh, man, it's begging.
You're right. You're right.
Please.
No, that is slow.
Bro, I've been waiting 18 fucking years for like a Mischief Maker sequel or something, dude. So don't hold your breath, kid.
Are you saying to me that Square Enix doesn't listen to its fans?
I think they might listen a little bit too much, seeing as that they have fucking 13 games.
What are you talking about? Everybody likes Lightning.
They didn't know. They did not. That's proof that they didn't listen to their fans, because the fans hated 13. The only reason there was 3 games is so they could fucking recoup their losses using the fucking assets from 13 that they spent millions of dollars on. And they nearly went bankrupt because of Final Fantasy 14. Every time you bring that up, I'm always going to spurge over that game. That game, fuck, God, that might be my most disappointing game of all time. I really got to think about it.
That's a bit of a claim.
It is, because I had high hopes. My standards for the Final Fantasy series were high, and I had high hopes, and it was on the PS3 and 360, which was its detriment. It's the fucking 360. Never forget. Fucking 4-disc. Get that shit. The downgrade. Oh my god. But yeah. And the worst part about it is that the best characters don't even fucking show up in the series.
Suffer.
It will suffer.
Well, I hope you enjoyed suffering through this podcast.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about Min. That's the last bit of positivity.
Man, I was about to.
Okay, fine. You can thirst over Min. Go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you.
They brought in. They announced.
Naru's character.
Dummy thick.
Okay, hang on now. She's not dummy.
She's not dummy. That's
Dummy thick is Twintel.
That's just the art you're looking at.
Oh, here we go. A coma trip.
She's
Athletic-
dummy thick is Twin Tail. The first fucking frames that they show of the character in the reveal is her fucking ass.
Never gonna be in the game.
You're
Never
right.
gonna
You're right.
be in Smash.
You're
Sit
right.
down,
You're right.
suffer, and seethe.
You know
not
what's
seething.
interesting? You know what's interesting about the Min-Minute reveals? I think look at Sakurai just straight up said, yeah, the producer just wanted her. This nigga didn't play no games. He didn't talk about, there was a character popularity poll. He didn't say, we here at Sora Limited, we decided to pivot. He's just straight up like, the producer wanted her. So I put her in, just like he did with Snake and Sonic. That nigga's a cheat.
I wish they would just fix Sonic's moveset. It's so dude.
Shouldn't you wish they fixed the online because it's so atrocious that Nintendo?
Well, I know that they're never going to fix that. I know for a fact that they will never fix that.
Oh, these niggas, Nintendo censored the word. They banned the word connection on their Twitch.
Huh?
Yeah. You never heard of this?
Never heard of that.
It auto moderates. If you say anything about the connection, it gets filtered during their Smash.
That is foul.
When they were doing a tournament,
you know what they should do?
I think it was a couple months ago, and they were talking about there's no there's some electrical interference, and that's why it appears choppy. When the niggas was having lag, dude, these dudes are so.
You know what they should do? Now that Mike Z's been canceled, they should bring him on to start working on their netcode.
I mean, that would be actually a good idea, though.
No, it actually wouldn't, because I'm pretty sure he wasn't the main person who was putting together netcode for Skullgirls.
Yes, he was.
He's the main person who was putting together netcode?
He single-handedly created the Skullgirls netcode.
Oh, then I guess some of the people who were out there who were talking about how great Skullgirls netcode was and how it should be at EVO Online and how they should take out all the other games with crappy netcode while completely ignoring things like Dragon Ball FighterZ and Grand Blue's crappy netcode should eat the bullet for on this one, especially if they've made up their entire characters completely based around Skullgirls. They should definitely eat the bullet and they should suck shit.
Well,
but
I think they should eat a bullet.
He said something that made a woman uncomfortable, so.
I'm just shitting on the people because there were some people I was listening to today who didn't even want to listen to what the Mike Z allegations were and were immediately crying about how, no, this is the death of the game at EVO. This is so unfortunate. This is a game that I really like.
You can still play the game.
Yeah, and I like the game. Yeah, and you know, the core values of EVO have already proven that Skullgirls is fine. It's just, you know, maybe the core values of EVO are a little closer to Sony's when I look at it.
What race is Mr. Wizard?
You already know. That nigga's name is Joey Cellular. That nigga's a cyborg.
Do you have anything else? Can I call this podcast to a close?
Well,
yeah.
I think that might be it. I think this was
very
informative for the people. I think they understand the points and why My Hero Academia fans are subhumans. Yeah, I think we covered every base.
Do you guys have any more shout outs for the end of the podcast?
I want to give a shout out to Ace Combat. I want to give a shout out to Ace Combat's 25th anniversary. Hold on.
You have to go and check.
I gotta see. It was summer anniversary. It's like either 25 or 30. Either one. I've been playing since the first game, Air Combat on the PS1. So you already know I'm hyped. You know, hopefully we'll get a new game, Ace Combat 8. These two schmucks don't know what good games are, so they don't know anything about it. So that's my shout out.
What about you, Mr. Gato?
Follow me on Twitter.
I want to give a shout out to this 4'10" Ethot that I've been following on Twitter lately.
No. I'm not gonna shout out people who are fucking 10,000 times bigger than us and 4,000 times shorter than us. That's bad.
No, I'm just saying.
You can't say that.
There's nothing wrong with John being short.
He doesn't have that copyrighted.
Bro, that nigga gonna come after us. We gonna die.
That's the end. Hope you all had fun. Goodbye. See you next time.
Bro, you gay.
That was
You always saying that suspect
make
shit.
sure you fade that shit out. Make the music play loud as fuck.